Let us take a look and see what they shall now do, now that they have all the time in the world. What's up, guys? Hunter here, and here to do a breakdown / live reaction and review to chapter 181 of Transcendent, which is known as It's Off the Screen, but it's just barely off the. I see it, but it's just barely gone. It's like just not there. But with that being the case, I'm intrigued and I'm excited. Honestly, this arc is taking, can I even call it an arc? I guess maybe. I suppose it is an arc. This arc is taking directions and motions and moves and hops and skips and leaps that I've never expected. So I'm just excited. So let's not waste any more time and let's hop right into it. Editing me. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go. What's up, guys? That guy with a pencil here. Fun fact, I do happen to have it on me and keep it on me at all times. It ain't another fun fact. It's always interesting to think about time. It's the one thing you can never get back. Obviously, life is something you cannot get back, but why can you not get life back? Because of time. Your youth you cannot get back because of time. Your energy, your stamina, your past is something that only exists because of time. And yet, as I saw in last week's comment section, as I personally think myself, I don't think I'd want to stay stagnant forever. But isn't that like an oxymoron? Because we all fear, as someone pointed out wisely, I do want to have grandkids, but like I also don't want to be too old, because that comes with joint pain and aching and stuff like that. And it's true. Like I've seen age, and it isn't fun. At least not the physical effects of it. But I agree. I just think, technically all the time in the world may just be too much time. It's so interesting. It's a debate and discussion you could have forever. So I won't go like, I won't lose my good mind. But generally, I'm interested, and I'm interested, I like it, and I'm glad to see that we're going to spend time here and see what Fujimoto really has to say about the importance of time, considering that's kind of what all the Ds are all about, essentially, right? Makimo's a big old lecture on control, and like how much control should be in your life versus what you should do if someone's trying to control you too much. Obviously, Yoru is a commentary on conflict, so like, I'm interested. Let's not waste any more time. Let's hop right into chapter 181 of Transcendent. Trees of the Mind. Oh, Trees on the Mind. The Tatsuki Fujimoto, translation by Amanda Haley, and lettering by Sabrina Hemp. Heap. So this looks to be Asa, based on the fact that there's no scar here. And what is she holding? I actually don't know. Let's see. Don't panic. We can totally figure this out. I'm totally fine. Hasn't this happened before? It's the same as with the Eternity D. I know how to escape. All I need to do is perceive this space as mine. We can return to the normal world as long as I turn this space into a weapon. Oh, wow. Someone brought that up. Someone brought that up in last week's conversation, I think. Technically, maybe they could just, I need this whole space. But I think, honestly, that may not work here because someone does actively own it. I feel like, it always goes back to JJK. But if you remember domain expansions, there's the idea of the domain that happens incidentally and the domain that happens forcefully. If you remember, the Sukuna fingers, whenever they existed, they like accidentally created domains around them. It wasn't intentional. It's not like the finger bearer went, domain expansion, ball. Like they didn't do that. It just happened. And I think that's what the Eternity D does. It casts an area in Eternity, especially considering it's a replica or it's based on a specific actual real life area. Meanwhile, here with what aging did, it seems like it is literally their world. If you remember, the Eternity D took over the aquarium, it took over a hotel, it took over spaces that existed within the human world. And of course, a forest with trees is not necessarily unstoppable or like not fully culpable for the human mind. But considering they were in the middle of a city when it was cast on them, and they were literally transported here against their will, I do think this is a separate space. Many people have compared it to the Garden of Eden, interestingly enough. I've seen a whole bunch of comparisons about that. And with the whole idea of, technically, though, that's weird. I guess, would Yoru be the serpent in this, analogy? I guess. But then what's Pochita, if Pochita can manifest here? That's a question. Because people point out that maybe this whole realm just shuts down D power. Because technically, when we see Yoru go bang, 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 I was like, oh, the reason that's not working is because she's in an entirely separate space. The Splagooter that we saw sitting in the Statue of Liberty can't reach her here. But at the same time, someone point out, well, maybe, especially since Pochita is no longer Pochita, he's back in Denji mode, then that may mean that this whole realm just negates any type of violence or any sort of D ability usage. So can Pochita even manifest here? Because we know he doesn't really speak to Denji. He's his heart, and he exists in there, but that's it. Like, he only appears and speaks in, like, really, really weird times. Or, like, in times where Denji's whole conscious being is in, like, actual real danger. So I wonder if we're gonna see Pochita again. If he'll manifest here, if it's even possible for him to manifest, and how much of a role Yoru is going to play, considering it looks like she kind of just took the back seat. I don't know. But let's see. We can return to the normal world if I turn this space into a weapon. Darn! Oh, okay. But like, why? Oh, that's a shirt. But like, why on yourself? I wouldn't risk that. I mean, I guess if you're immortal, but like Yoru, we've seen you can take damage in this physical form, and seemingly enough, not heal it. Like, you had to summon your kids in order to make up your arms. You can't Nomeki in it or Majin Buu it. Like, you can't just regenerate your limbs. So like, if you're gonna try it on yourself, maybe try it on like a finger. Then again, maybe you don't want to start. Try it on the ground. Try it on a tree. Try it on anything but yourself. Because what if this had worked, Yoru? What if you had just actually blown your brains out? Are you just okay. Bang? What? What the heck are you doing? I've been unable to use my kids' powers twice now. Well, to be fair, this is the second bang you did incrementally, but you did like scream bang 17 times in Denji's face. In fact, where is it? Did y'all just leave him? Well, then again, I guess, because I thought Asa was just in control, but it looks like she's following Yoru? So it's entirely possible that maybe this isn't the case. Maybe since Yoru can still manifest, maybe she's in control of the body, and Asa's the one observing, considering she's the one doing the motion and stuff like that. I've been unable to use Splagooter's powers twice now. Okay, picking up a stick. Twig sword. Yeah, nothing. Okay, so it looks like they're alright. The shout out to the person who commented. Yeah, this whole world at least seemingly negates D abilities, even her own innate ones. It's honestly interesting that the gauntlets are remaining, because technically, wouldn't those count as D abilities? Shouldn't Splagooter and Tank revert? Just like how Denji just and then I guess it really goes to the question like, how did the transportation series work? Did like are there whole tangible physical bodies here? And if so, how did the de-transformation process look like for Denji? Did he just be half of Chainsaw Man and then appeared as full Denji when he was transported into this world? Or was there a transmutation or transformation effect where he shrunk down and Pochita returned to him? I don't know. Let's see. This is different from that time of the Eternity D. D powers don't work in this world. That I just presume, like, you probably just get into a tug of war scenario. Once again, we just don't know because we haven't seen many Ds spawn their own realms. It's just Eternity and, so far, aging. But with that being the case, it's actually kind of crazy that maybe even if their abilities worked, Yoru, due to her level of power, probably wouldn't be able to overcome aging if they tried to take the world. Because aging would be like, no. Mine, and just reach out and take it. Because especially considering Yoru seemingly had no reaction or no ability to react to aging, specifically banishing them to this world. Yeah, I think you're kind of good. Let's see. Oh, so what now? Time to get mature. Time to lock in. No, it's time to lock in. Let's see. So what now? Uh-oh. Why? Wow, so she just admits it. Okay. Is this... Can we call this character development? My strength is no match for the aging Ds. That's crazy. I mean, it makes sense in context, right? Especially considering how the world has been softened. While the Chainsaw Man Church definitely did a good job of, like, racking up the fear of conflict, the fear of war. Aging... I'm sorry. Had to hit the explosive wave real quick. But the Chewbacca explosive wave. But aging is like a fundamental fear, not just to humans, but like everything, even things without thoughts. Because like everything should be scared of aging, because everything dies, as far as we know. Like, at least from the tangible world that we are able to perceive, even the darn universe is gonna die eventually. Or the whole heat death or the big crunch, whatever, one way or another, the universe is dying. So like, aging affects everybody. It's likely the most, I mean, you could argue maybe, it depends, maybe death came to existence the exact same time life did. So maybe those two are like the oldest, because, you know, the birth of the universe made life, and then obviously the same instant the birth of the universe happened, death appeared. But in this universe, I presume that aging is one of the oldest concepts. The first person who realized, or the first sentient creature, or even sub-sentient creature that realized, oh no, the clock is ticking, they probably got a whole lot of fear on it. And then every living thing they ever produced probably got that innate fear put into it. Just as like, you know, a natural byproduct of aging and how terrifying it can be, considering it leads to the big day. Well, let's see. For aging days. What? What's the plan? Lock in? Lock in? Like, what do you want? What do you want from her? If her powers don't match, she can't use her abilities, and you're stuck in this forest, I guess the plan would maybe be hunt down aging, but there's no guarantee that aging's even here. Like they could have just trapped you and been like, I'll wait for them to mature. We're gonna take it out when we can and nibble on the kids they're feeding me. Are they matured yet? No. Nothing like prime rib. 6-year-old rib. But that's the thing, right? Unless they can literally find aging or achieve what aging wants them to achieve, which I guess they probably wouldn't know, considering it seemed like aging froze time when Asa was attacking them, or Yoru was attacking them with the sniper saluter. It just, it's a strange case to be in. But I think ultimately they do just gotta hunt down aging. Well, wait, that's the thing. Is aging there? I don't know. Did they put him in there and then just not join him, or did they put him in there and are watching, or did they put him in there and nothing? Let's see. Darn it! Ow. I don't like that. Mom, I'm scared. Fujibo's doing the weird things, and Mom, I'm scared. I'm scared. I don't like it. I'm going. Mom, I'm scared. I'm scared, Mom. Fujimoto's doing the strange things again. No, I'm scared. Why is the tree talking? And not in the funny way the trees talk. That's not the Great Deku Tree. That's just a freaky tree. And I want to see the freaky tree. The freaky tree's freaky. Don't worry, Mom. I'm be scared. But I gotta review this chapter, so we'll lock it back in. But let's see. Oh. Huh? That's disgusting. What are those? What is this? Ew. I don't like looking at it. I don't like looking at it. I always talk about fighting game 50-50s. I'm locked into 50-50. I don't want to look at either of those images. Ew, they're probably going to be on the thumbnail, though. Ew. But I am the Lorax. I am one with the trees. Please don't punch me, because even bark bleeds. But still, ew. Evidently, I'm a big old baby. Like, I may be a small big fella, but like, I'm a huge baby. I do not like anything that disfigures the human form. So it sends shivers down my spine. I've never been a big fan of it, and by proxy, I've never been a big fan of horror or anything like that. Like, I know there are people who love horror. Some of my own family does, but it's never been for me. And this kind of weird, it's always I think it's because like I have a very active imagination. Shock horror. I'm a fiction enjoyer, but like I have a very active imagination, and like just the idea of like I can almost feel the sensations of being like merged into tree bark, and like, it's nasty. And funnily enough, like whenever I think of other things, I don't necessarily mind it. Like, I don't mind the idea of, like, taking a character and chopping their arm off if they can regenerate it immediately. And, like, typically, fun fact, in the story I'm writing, all 4 of the main characters have regenerative abilities, and very good regenerative abilities, to the point where them losing body parts or taking extreme amounts of damage, it's just a common part of the narrative. And I write it just fine. And I even think about it. I've even drawn concepts of them being extremely damaged just so I can, like, have the image in my head and know how it would look. And with that being the case, it doesn't bother me when I do that. Because I'm always just like, oh, they'll heal. But, like, ooh, just the idea. Being merged in a tree, that's all. Yeah. Let's see. Ah! Oh, back to Denji. Yeah, so he's fully in One Piece. Can we get much higher? But no, he's fully in One Piece. That's interesting. So in spite of Pochita, I believe, still being in half, he's fine. Unless maybe it's kind of like, I need to stop, I need to play Deltarune before I keep referencing it. But maybe it's kind of like how in Deltarune Chapter 2, where if Birdly, like, frees himself from the Were-Rire, or whatever it's called. I've never actually played the game, haven't watched Let's Play of it. I've just consumed a whole bunch of theory content. I'm one of those people. I haven't played Undertale nor Deltarune, but I know darn near everything about it. But not enough, clearly. Like, if Birdly does the thing in the Dark World with the wire attached to his face and frees himself from it by bursting it, like, his wing is burnt permanently in the Dark World, and then, like, when he wakes up, quote unquote, from the dream, or returns to the light world, he can't move his arm. Like, it's there, it's still fully functional. It didn't take any real damage in the light world, but since it took extreme damage in the Dark World, it's just like, it's a limp. It's like the nerves are attached or anything like that. So I wonder if the same thing's with Denji, where technically, yeah, he's there, he's recovered, but, like, even though his legs are there, he probably can't move them. Or if it's just full regular Denji. I don't know. Let's see. Oof! Oh, but that's interesting, though. At least it seemed like Asa got back in control. So, trade-offs? Let's see. Oh, this guy again. Well, at least he's back to, he's not hitting the... So how long were they walking? And Denji, wake up! I take it you saw a tree person? Welcome back, son. Is that the same name he used last time? I don't think so. Hold on. Wait a minute. This manga comes to me. Shonen Jump. Chainsaw Man. Chapter 180. I'm gonna scroll. That is not chapter 180. That's chapter 181. Chapter 180. Bang. Hold on. Let me see. Let me scroll to that point. I'm pretty sure Sana is a different name. How long you been here? 82 years. I'm the youngest one. Hungry. You can disappear now. Yeah, so the name changed. Unless maybe that's the first name. Or maybe Ritsuko was the first name. But he's gone from Ritsuko to Sane. Let's see. Welcome back, Sane. If you live here for 1,000 years, you can turn into a tree. Like them. You can? Or you will? And who told you this? You can't. Still though, just the idea. It feels so disgusting. I'm gonna like cleave myself the idea. But like, you can choose. Does aging themselves show up? It's like, hey, you want to be a tree? You can't leave, and you're still immortal. We gotta be a tree. Like, I don't know. I guess would I rather? I mean, technically, the body's undying regardless. And if there's nothing to do, I guess maybe I would still like to move. I don't know. I just don't like the idea of becoming something else. Like, I mean, I don't mind the idea of transformation. Like, if I could, like, spontaneously develop wings, or even transform into a creature. Like, if I could turn into, like, a bat, like a vampire, or turn into a wolf, or turn into a dragon. I like that one show. I forget. There was one show. Well, it's that, I forget. I saw someone mention it recently. I found out it's actually not a fever dream. There's that one show where, like, it was 3D models, and the kid was, like, actually half dragon, but, like, weirdly half dragon. Like, his mom got piped down by a dragon, or, like, his dad piped down a dragon. Like, something was strange about that show. But I remember liking it a lot as a kid, and I saw it again. I was like, oh, I didn't just dream that up. That was actually real, but I completely forgot what it's called. But the other one, like, Jake Long, the American Dragon, maybe not like him, because he keeps the hair. But, like, if I could fully transform into a dragon, that'd be cool. But just, like, being stuck in that weird halfway state where I'm, like, pseudo-sentient, and, like, I can't move. Yeah. Doesn't sound pleasant. So I wonder, does aging show up and it's like tree? Or do you just root eventually? In 1,000 years. Let's see. You can turn into a tree like them. then when the trees rot into the soil, your mind and body have fully become one with nature, you can return to your body in the real world. Oh. So, okay, so time does exist here. But how do you know that? Who told you this? I've seen some people theorize it was, Quan Chi. A lot of people theorize that actually she ended up in the aging room. One, because she seems timeless, but then again, that just seems to be like a fiend trait. Like, seemingly, I don't think. Have we seen any of the fiends age? Not fiends. Hybrids. And maybe that's just like a hybrid trait where none of the hybrids age after they fuse because they tend to come back always the same. But also at the same time, some people brought up the fact that it never really clicked to me. Quan Chi is known as the first D-Hunter. And that technically doesn't make sense in canon if the D-Hunters have been around as long as we think, unless she's one of Aging's victims. And then she managed to do it. I don't know how she got her sanity back. Maybe it's just interacting with other humans again, but still, that would be interesting if that ends up being true. If she truly was the first one, being the first D-Hunter. If this guy is a D-Hunter from 82 years past, there's that. But there's also the possibility that maybe time does not flow linearly here. Because clearly, if what he says here is true, you can return to your body in the real world. Then maybe time here doesn't flow chronologically the same way that the main world does. Because if you were to return to your body 1,000 years past in another world that ran on the same time scale as our world, you wouldn't have a body to return. You just would return to dust. But this also implies that the real body's out there. So maybe Yoru is still technically standing on that building. I think she was doing this, holding that pose. And then maybe Pochita's still... Maybe? I don't know. That's interesting, though. So, like, what are these, like, their souls? Is this like an astral plane? Specifically? I don't know. That's strange. You can turn your body in the real world. Oh, they all look nasty. Nope. We ain't looking at that. We're not going to think about that too much. Let's see. Oh, and she's back. This is all your fault. How? I mean, no, how? I mean, I guess they could have eaten aging, but I think that would be worse. Like, this is there's no good solution here. Like, you just want to leave aging alone. Because eating aging, or Chainsaw Man eating aging and erasing them, is not good either. Not at all. Think for 5 seconds what the disappearing of aging would do. It would just be the loss of, like, creation and time. I know, like, there's probably a time D, but still, the universe would fail to function. Your continued existence is reliant on aging and time passing. Your cells aren't... Well, then maybe they wouldn't die. I mean, you'd be eternal until you're hungry. And again, because maybe it really becomes a question, like... Well, for those who are starving, they'd always be starving. And you couldn't slaughter it. I don't know. I think no matter what, I'm trying to think of, like, the most idealistic utopian world where nobody ages. But, like, it's not an idealistic utopia. It's literally the dark world. Like, I can't think of... Outside of, oh, cool, no one will die of old age. It's going to have a lot of problems. Let's see. Also, heat death of the universe. Or not heat death of the universe. Everything would break physically. Because everything relies on the passage of time. I was like, this is all your fault. Denji's like, This is your fault, Chainsaw. Wake up, darn you. I'm stuck here because of you. Always getting tanged up with weird D's. What does that make you? What does that make you, buddy? Pal. I mean, what does that make you? Like, if he's always getting tangled up with weird D's, what does that make you? Anyone else? You! Are you a strange individual? Are you a funky little fellow? Let me know. I mean, if you think that, that's fine. I mean, I'm not gonna hustle, but it takes one to know one. You know what I'm talking about? Like, someone's like, I remember someone's like, oh, you're a weeb. And I'm like, takes one to know one. How'd you even figure that out? But, like, I think I'd indirectly quoted, like, Attack on Titan or something. Because, like, I own some anime shirts. I think y'all have seen them. I own, like, a My Hero Academia shirt, and I think that's it. And a Dragon Ball shirt. Like, and I wasn't wearing one of those two shirts. I think I was just, like, cold, what is it? Cold red? Like, I think it was just cold red in public. I must have been speaking. I must have quoted Attack on Titan, and someone was like, "You're a weeb," and I was like, "You know." I gave no signs outside of that darn quote, which I used in context. But let's see. We get tangled up with weird D's. Oh, is he crying? At least he's waking up. At least he's waking up now. Oh. Well, ladies and gentlemen, time to get depressed. Let's see. Every single person who gets involved with me ends up miserable. I'm so freaking sorry. I'm gonna stay right here and reflect upon my mistakes. Okay, that's too soft of a Denji voice. Hold on. Sip required. We're gonna need a little bit of moisture for this one, folks. Give me a second. I love women. Every single person who gets involved with me ends up miserable. I'm so freaking sorry. I'm gonna stay right here and reflect on my mistakes until I turn into a big behind tree. That'll be my punishment. My punishment for being a down bad, empty-headed idiot. If we had to turn every person who's a down bad, empty-headed idiot into a tree, the planet would vanish. Well, not the planet. There's some people who would make it out, but a large portion of the population would vanish. I'll say, idiot. Stop crying, halfwit. I'll hit you. But like, once again, it's hard. It's hard because we know the D's do have personality beyond their base instincts, like obviously. But like, if you are violence, of course you're going to answer your problems with violence. And if in context, it's not the best decision. Like, yeah, I guess yours only response would be, stop leaking eye fluid, weirdo. Bang, bang, bang. Let's see. I'm sorry. Aw, but wait, is this? Oh, that looks like. Oh no, but the whole scar's still there, and the sword, the double ring. Is this Yoru crying? Probably because of the connection to Asa, though. Is he gonna hit him again? Why does it keep being weird? Why is it? Wait. I'm gonna sleep and see tree people. Gosh darn it. And you know what's with this trend? What's with this trend in manga and tree people? Because there's another popular manga that comes out right now. It's on a monthly schedule though. Only 15 chapters of it. I made a review of it yesterday. But like, there's this other manga out right now that also loves tree people. What is it with trees and people? There's another trend I noticed recently. I forget what it is, but there's some trend. It's across multiple mangas where I'm like, why is this happening? Are y'all just all reading each other's work and being like, that's a good idea? What's with the tree people? And why? Yoru, I thought you weren't into. And that's the end of that. I mean, it's going in the what? I'm gonna put a tree person in the thumbnail. Ew, I don't even like the idea of it. I won't like it. I know. Never mind. I know the exact thumbnail and the exact face I'm gonna make for the thumbnail. Now, but I mean, you've gotten so quiet whenever I draw you now. I'm not sure if that's me just getting better at drawing you without making a whole bunch of noise, or like, is something happening to you? Well, I do need to clean you though. Stainless steel on my foot. Golly. But yeah, this is a worthy chapter. I'll admit, it's very weird. It's a very strange chapter. And it definitely, I guess it somewhat plays on the ideas of mortality and maturity and evolution. But it plays on them in a way I wasn't really expecting. I think how it plays with it is the question and concept of how long it takes to change and what you must go through in order to change your ways and yourself as a person. Obviously, this is a very literal version of it, like you literally exist in a timeless realm without the ability to eat or think or do anything or remove yourself for actually thousands of years, or at least 1,000 years, and then you become a tree person, and then you wait for your tree lifespan to end, and then you go there. But that's technically life in general, right? Like, typically, while life is ever-changing and evolving, you'll get into a certain rhythm, a certain mode, and ultimately to escape that mode, you do need to put yourself in a scenario you're not familiar with, you're not comfortable with, and you need to evolve and grow and change. And obviously that evolution does technically involve the degrading and the degradation of your original self. Like, for the tree metaphor, growing into something new and then being dissolved out of that into the real world into a different position is kind of like the whole metaphor of growing up. Because once you hit 18, at least in certain countries, your childhood is over. The world has ended. Your time developing as a tree is over. You've degraded, you've become soil, and now you're growing into a whole new being. And that freedom that comes with that is costly, and it took you a lot to get there, but still you lose certain things that you can never get back. And I think that's kind of it. That's kind of how I'm interpreting this at the top of the dome piece. And I think Denji and Yoru's different responses to this are poignant for both of their characters. Yoru, especially considering, I feel bad for Asa, unless this is once again a mix of Asa's emotions being fueled in there. A lot of Yoru's development is just based on her own understanding of herself, and like the ties that she has to humans and the weakness she feels, which is something she's never felt before, all because of Chainsaw Man. And of course Denji feels all the ways and all the types and all the people he's lost and severed with is all, ironically enough, also because of Chainsaw Man and his very own existence. So both of them growing, so I know that, growing to accept that and escaping the childhood phase of both of their existences and finding connection through loss and connection through suffering, which I think maybe that's what this kiss at the end is supposed to signify, I guess. I don't know, it's so weird. But I think it is poignant. Will this be the maturity that aging wants them to reach? Maybe. I'm guessing probably. I'm not sure how much time we're going to spend in this realm. I doubt it's too much. I'd be kind of shocked if we spent an overage or a larger amount of time here. But at the same time, I kind of see the metaphor if I'm squinting. But overall, a W chapter. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, leave people tree. People tree. Tree people's gonna haunt me. Tree people are gonna haunt me. But thank you so much for watching. Please remember to leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you hit that little notification bell so you don't miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Also, I do happen to have a Patreon below where you support me for as low as $20 a month. You things like exclusive videos, early content, and more. You also now become a member of the channel for as low as $3 a month to get the same perks and more. So those perks include the live reactions, the series I happen to review, and pre-reactions of all my videos, and becoming a $12 Patreon or a $25 member, you can order whatever video you want. Also, I do a link to my Ko-Fi in the description down below where you can drop 5 beans for a short video, so not being so long video, or any beans at all. Any support is always greatly appreciated. Now, I'd like to thank you so much for watching once again, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is That Guy with the Pencil, writing off. I'd like to give a thank you to our $3 members: Zara, Greyhound, Eternal Flame, NMA, Real Rare, Red Wolf 4765, Astro, Brandon Payne, G Prosper, and Glacier XZ. And I'd like to give a thank you to our $5 patrons: Midnight Lord 21, Kevin Encarnacion, Sean, Igneel Lind, and A+A. And I'd like to give a thank you to our $7 members, Fine and Austin Wimberly, A Uchiha, along with Yuki Ally. And I'd like to give a big ol' thank you to our $10 members, Robbie Uchiha, Jay Warrior, and AZ Void. And I'd like to give a thank you to our $10 patrons, Overlord Zero, Joaquin Munoz, and Idemo Kami. And I'd like to give a final, giga, legendary, superhuman, beyond the bounds of reality thank you to our That Guy with a Pencil tier patron, okay, Calvin Elder.